Today we are going to discuss about the topic on midbrain cross section. As we already know that midbrain is taken cross section at two levels. One is at the inferior collicular level, and above at the superior collicular level. See, this is the area of inferior collicular level cross section, and this is the superior collicular level cross section. Now you see what are the structure in a cross section and inferior collicular level and superior collicular level as common. Okay, common structure present at the both levels. Those we will understand first. Later we will add up what are present particularly in the inferior collicular level which are not there in the superior collicular level. Again, when we come to discuss here, we will discuss what are particularly present in the superior collicular level. Right? So first thing we have to start with this. Let us start with the crus cerebri. We will go from here to here. Right? So first thing is about the crus cerebri, and we know that the crus cerebri contains medial 1/5 cortico-pontine and cortico-nuclear fibers here, and lateral 1/5 will contain cortico-pontine fibers, right? And here in this medial 3/5 portion, it contains cortico-spinal tracts. Okay, cortico-spinal tract here also, and this is same here in the lower inferior collicular level also, and another in the superior collicular level also. Same. Substantia nigra, it is also same in the both level. Then we will come to this part. What is this portion? Okay, this portion, right? So these are the two sections are there here which we need to understand, which present here and here, and these are medial lamniscus. These are medial lamniscus. Medial lamniscus here they present in both sections. Medial lamniscus present. What is medial lamniscus? If you remember this diagram, can you see here? See the dorsal white column, the fibers which is from the fasciculus cuneatus and gracilis, and from the second order neuron from the nucleus gracilis and nucleus cuneatus, they cross over sensory decussation, they continue as a medial lamniscus, okay, which carries so vibration, two touch discrimination and sense of position, which is carried through this fasciculus cuneatus and the gracilis from all part of the body, which is cross over here and continues as a medial lamniscus, which are going to come here in the lower level also and in the upper level also. So here they are placed. The medial lamniscus in the lower level, we will place this lower level or inferior collicular level, and this is superior collicular level, right? So inferior collicular level and superior collicular level. So medial lamniscus will be there. Next is about what is next area here. What you can see here, this is the, what is this? These are lateral lamniscus. Okay, these are the spinal lamniscus, not spinal. These are the spinal lamniscus. What are the spinal lamniscus actually? This is also a spinal lamniscus here, right? These are also a spinal lamniscus. Okay, so this indicate actually they still continue upwards. They are not ending here. Okay, so what is spinal lamniscus? If you remember this diagram, so here what we see here, there is a lateral spinothalamic tract and anterior spinothalamic tract along with the spinotectal tract. They continue and forms the spinal lamniscus at the brainstem level, at the medulla oblongata, and run upwards. If you clearly observe here the spinal tectal tract. Spinal tectal tract is going to end on the inferior collicular level. Next, further, the lateral and anterior spinothalamic tract, they run towards the thalamus here. Okay, they are going to reach the thalamus, which carries crude touch, pain, and temperature part of the body. They are placed here just beside the medial lamniscus, right? So medial lamniscus, medial side, lateral spinal lamniscus, little bit lateral side. Next what? This one. So I want your attention here. What is this? This is a representation of the trigeminal neuronuclear complex. This is about the trigeminal nucleus complex. So what is this here? It has three nucleus, as we know. Chief nucleus. This is the mesencephalic nucleus. This is the spinal nucleus. Okay. Chief nucleus, mesencephalic nucleus, and the spinal nucleus. Already we studied about the trigeminal complex, that the trigeminal sensory neurons is going to receive the touch, temperature, pain sensation from the face, which is going to come here about the smooth touch, temperature, and the pain towards the spinal lamniscus, and the mesencephalic nucleus, which receives the sense of position from the mastication muscles, the facial muscles, and almost of the face. They are going to receive the sense of position. Okay, sense of position will be received by here, and this mesencephalic nucleus of trigeminal neuronal complex present in the whole length of the midbrain. So even in the lower level and upper level, this mesencephalic nucleus, we are going to find it out, and we will draw here. Okay, here about the mesencephalic nucleus, right? Here also we draw this area, not here. So mesencephalic nucleus here, right? So mesencephalic nucleus of trigeminal neuronal complex. This is present on the both side of the both upper and lower section of midbrain, right? Next, what we have? Next, if you see this one, what is this? Medial longitudinal fasciculus. See, what is medial longitudinal fasciculus? It is a communicating fascicular fibers, the communicating neuronal fibers between third, fourth, and sixth, along with the vestibular nucleus for the conjugate movement of a eyeball and the eyeball movements. Okay, and the reflex actions related with the eyeball movement, right? So those are related with the medial longitudinal fasciculus, which present near to the third and fourth cranial nucleus in the midbrain. So it has to present near to the third and fourth cranial, and it will come here, medial longitudinal fasciculus. This is the medial longitudinal fasciculus. This is the medial longitudinal fasciculus, right? So these are the medial longitudinal fasciculus. This is a medial lamniscus, and this is a medial longitudinal fasciculus. Okay, medial longitudinal fasciculus. Do not get confused with the medial lamniscus and the medial longitudinal lamniscus or medial longitudinal fasciculus, right? Both are different. Next, what common we have is about the locus ceruleus here. Locus ceruleus here, right? Here the locus ceruleus, which we already discussed, which are the component related with the adrenogenic effect for the CNS, excitable action of the cerebrum. So those are represented here with the locus ceruleus. And in the central part of the tegmentum and the dorsal part of the tegmentum, there are two nuclei present here. You can see this one. This is the dorsal tegmental nucleus. Okay, this is a dorsal tegmental nucleus. This is the dorsal tegmental nucleus. Dorsal tegmental nucleus. Okay, This is a dorsal tegmental nucleus, and this is the nucleus raphe. Okay, this is a nucleus raphe. This is dorsal tegmental nucleus, and this is nucleus raphe. So these are related. These two are get related with the pain pathway. Okay, if I want to draw the diagram related with this one, small diagram here. Small diagram. Okay. See the pain pathway, what this, the lateral and the anterior spinal thalamic tracts are going to end here, right? Isn't it? The first neuron is going to end and second neuron is going to carry out, right? From here, the lateral and the ventral, the spinothalamic tract which carry the pain, right? And which are going to continue here and in the thalamus here and relate to the cerebral cortex. So what these two starts here? What is this? The dorsal. This is a dorsal tegmental nucleus, and this is the nucleus raphe. Okay, nucleus raphe. There are many raphe nucleus are present, and this is the one part of the reticular formation. So part of a reticular formation. Okay. So these will, I will draw this one here. The neuron is going to end here. The secondary neuron is going to carry here. Okay. So for example, I am taking the fibers which are running from these two will come here and end, and they releases morphine type of substances. As we know that morphines are painkillers. Okay. So when the pain is more, and the emotional factors will play a role where this dorsal tegmental nucleus and nucleus raphe, which produces a morphine like a chemical in the synaptic level where the pain conduction will take place, so that it reduces the pain conduction from this area. Okay, so those are these role of a dorsal tegmental and the nucleus raphe. So if it is hampered, you can think about the intensity of pain may get increased. Okay, not going in detail about those things and all here, right? And next, what we will see, this is the part here. What is this? The gray matter, peri-equiductal gray matter. This is a equiductal. What is this? Cerebral aqueduct, right? Around the aqueduct, the gray matter is a peri-equiductal gray matter, and which contains cranial nuclei, which I will discuss later. Right? Behind these are the colliculi. These are the inferior colliculi and these are the superior colliculi. Right? So they are not common structures. So whatever we have discussed here, they are the common structures. What are those? Medial longitudinal, medial lemniscus, spinal lemniscus, mesencephalic nucleus, medial longitudinal fasciculus, locus ceruleus and this pathway, dorsal tegmentum nucleus raphe pathways, and these are all, and this the crus cerebri, white matters, all are common in nature. Okay, they present in at the inferior collicular level also, at the superior collicular level also.